Hey y'all, I'm back with another one. So you did your print and cut. If you've seen the last video, I showed you how to use Cricut's print and cut. And then you peel it off only to realize it's cut a little bit off. You see that? It is not a perfect cut. So I'm going to show you how you would fix this by calibrating your Cricut machine. You see how off that is? So that's what we're going to get into today. So if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for coming. Don't forget to subscribe. It's me, Shondell, the creator of the craft print. And let's just hop right into this craft because I don't like the long talking. Let's go. The top left of your screen, see those three buttons right there? You're going to click that. You're going to come down to calibration. And then we're going to follow the steps. So we're calibrating our print and cut. Choose the printer you want to send your printed sheet to. So there's a calibration sheet that's going to print out that's going to help us focus our blade so that it cuts correctly, right? That's the sound of my printing. So once it prints out, click on continue. So right here it's showing you how to place your calibration sheet on your mat, just like when you're using, but doing a print and cut project. You're going to put it on the top left corner of your mat. So we're going to press continue. Then you're going to choose the machine that you will be calibrating. I am doing the Maker 3. We're going to wait for it to load. And then it says here, prepare your machine. So we're going to go over to the machine and we're going to load that printed page into the machine. Here is the calibration sheet. This is what it's going to look like. You're going to line it up to the top left there. Just like that. So that. Nice and lined up. I'm going to open back up this machine. And we're going to load it. And then let's go back to that screen. You see it says to press go. So your Cricut is going to be blinking on the little arrow as you see pictured there. I just pressed mine. So the main thing that I want to tell you guys is check the instructions that pop up on the screen. The first thing that it says is without unloading, examine the cut line around the small square in the middle of the calibration sheet. Now, when this is done, do not take that mat out of your Cricut. I know that's automatic for us when we're doing a project. You cut it, you're going to examine it. Then come back and answer the question, does the cut line touch the printed line all the way around? So you see the two examples. Now it wants to know if it cut exactly on that square. So I'm going to go over to the page. We're going to examine it. Then we're going to come back and choose yes or no and see what the options are. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to zoom in for you to see exactly how it cut because I can't take it out of the machine. See right there? See that cut? It's not on the square. So the answer is going to be no. No, let's do a basic calibration. Continue. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can hear the machine, but what's going on is those little lines that's along the top and the side of the sheet, it's going to cut every last one. Right? Now, again, without unloading, examine the lines on the top and the right side of the calibration sheet. Use drop downs to select the number of letters, the number of letter of the printed line. I don't know why I'm reading like I just learned to read. The printed lines where the cut is centered with the printed line. So basically, we're going to go over, examine it, and choose which number and letter hits directly in the middle. Then we're going to come back to this drop down and put the answers, plug the answers in here. So let's go back to the machine. So I decided to come in really close for you guys to see. So you see every one is cut, and the closest we have here in the middle will be number 6. And along the letters, all of those lower ones are totally off. So we find which one you think cut more in the middle. I would say J. So J and 6 is the letter and the number that we're going to plug in. Remember, we're not taking the mat out of the machine. Here we go. So the top line We said 6. And remember, for you, it's whichever one cuts in the middle. And J. So now I press continue. So it says basic calibration complete. To review changes, let's print another calibration sheet. And then we're going to do it again and see if it cuts correctly. So you're going to unload the paper that you have in there now. I'm going to do that real quickly. We don't need that sheet anymore, so you're going to print a new one. Continue. And now we're going to go through the same process where we load it into the machine, let it cut all over again. This time it should be a better cut. I just want to remind you too, if it's not a better cut, you can do this calibration process more than once until it gets it right. Okay, so I loaded the new sheet on and I press continue on the screen. Now we're going to press play and it's going to go through the same process with the cutting, but this time it's going to cut the larger one. So we're going to let that cut and then come back to it. So you can see, I'm going to go a little close. It actually cut exactly on the square. It's probably hard to see, but it did cut on the square. So let's go press yes and see the next step. To press yes. Now it says proceed to fine calibration. Click continue. Okay, so that fine calibration is done. We're going to look for the numbers again and then the letters along the side. So for me, I am seeing the perfect cut on number 11 and J again. So 11 and J. So we're going to go plug those numbers in. Again, just a reminder, do not take the mat out. Leave it there. We have 11 for the perfect cut and J. Let's press continue. And you hear the machine going. It's doing one more cut. So this time, instead of this small little square, it's going to be cutting this larger square right here. So we're going to look at it again without unloading the mat and then answering the questions again. Again to the machine, and we're looking at the cut. Let me see if I could get close. Can you guys see? That cut is exactly on the line. So you might not see it that well for me, but you will be able to see it on your calibration sheet. So we're gonna go back over to the computer and continue. Alrighty, it's our moment of truth. Let's peel this back. All right, now, much better, much better. Let me show you. So this was the before, and this is the after, nice and centered. So this is when your machine needs to be calibrated. This is how it looks once it's calibrated, and it's cutting great. Perfect. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you know someone else who needs help with calibrating their machine, share this video. Don't forget, for those who are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and I have a lot more Cricut tutorials and crafts coming up all month long.